Hello, everybody again. And now I'm going to share how do we approach organizing the collected information. So when the role currently at the beginning, hopefully all ambassadors, workgroup leads share all these links they are creating, if they have the tools they are using, the places where they add their information, the assets they are creating, all the links sharing in a browser school channel or dropping on Miro Board. And later on, actively, we have at least one person who will be collecting and finding these new assets that are being created and notifying these team members to collect them. Then what our vision we could do is to see if we answer all these questions. So I pulled in one kind of like a slide deck, which gives like a system design overview, how what could be addressed and how like information is flowing in systems. And I pulled in from this some like items. In orange, I kind of like these are the same, like aspiration layer, so aspiration here, and then like few things like topics that we would want to address in ambassador program. So when somebody picks up ambassador program, wants to know how this system works, how the program works, what it's for, all this like related information, then does it have all that information? So for example, do we have anything related to morality? Do we have anything that is related to ethical, all these assets? Do we have a mission? And if we have a document, for example, governance framework maybe has a mission, I think, described. We have onboarding forum, or the slide deck forum also has mission described. So we basically, there is going to be a lot of duplication of these links, but at least idea is when we start collecting these, we are putting all these assets around these buckets, and then we have like a visual seeing of how much of these questions or topics we answer, and we may find something that we don't have. For example, global strategies, what is ambassador program? Do we describe it anywhere? How do we plan to achieve the mission? Do we have any strategy to do so? What services we offer? Do we have a list of these? What are our limitations, if any? For example, we have like Treasury has limitation. How do we store assets and experiences? And we use Gitbook, but I don't know, do we store any experiences? Well, we have archive workgroup. So we want to kind of find links to answer these questions. And usually we can do it like vice versa, that we get links and then this link answers this question or this topic. Then how do we manage risks? How do we manage resources? What is roadmap? How do we really prioritize activities? Then I pulled in from David Shapiro. This is like one YouTuber that I found and has like a good the information he's sharing. And one of his videos, Shima's, I found quite a nice slide deck where I thought, okay, we can use this. So I pulled again. I didn't use all the topics he's mentioning, but again, some of them I used. So I like expectation setting, behavioral patterns, role definitions, value assessment. And again, on the right side, on the red dots, you will see the topics or questions. So how do we expect from, what do we expect from participants? What participants can expect from us when they join the link? And everything is related to ambassador program. So it's all related to that. What are our main communication styles and tools? How we resolve conflicts? How do we define tasks? How do we change values? How do we recognize values? How do we build trust? How can we verify? And yeah, you can see we have a bunch of questions that is related to this. And hopefully this covers like most of the ambassador program design. So if you have all these answers, we have like a very holistic system in place. But potentially we don't have many stuff, like how do we resolve conflicts and tensions? I'm actually not sure we have any assets around that. And how do we implement solutions? Well, we do have work groups, but we don't have an asset that describes that. How do we do it? Maybe governance framework has, but I forgot that what's written in there. So this was like an idea, how could we like organize and see the, like visualize the information to answer all the related questions. And in the end, we can use this information to also start organizing the Git book, like, oh, okay, based on this pattern of information, we could take this category, that category, and etc. So we have like a bit easier way to kind of design the Git book categories itself and the subsections we have there.
And I just heard you say manage sources. Is that like source code or? The moment I hear source code, I want to look. Otherwise, I'm not sure.
By the sources, I mean, it depends when you mean, like, by source information, I mean all the assets and links and documents we find. But it also can include code, actually. Well, however, I'm not sure how relevant. Yeah, I think it's actually quite relevant to when we go into treasury management and we share a GitHub link to treasury system that the Ambassador program is using for from the Swarm services. Because if somebody wants to go in detail, like, oh, what treasury system they're using, is it secure, is it feasible, they can go into the GitHub and see what's happening. And because we are doing open source work, we don't have a problem with that. So that is a link that can be shared. And that would probably go around how do we build trust, how do we verify, and how do we recognize value, and how do we exchange value. Somewhere here we can organize the GitHub link to the treasury system. That was my idea of how could we organize the collected information. And thanks for watching. I hope you will help us.